In European action, Sligo Rovers were best placed to make progress after a 2-1 first leg away win over Rosenberg. Well, the home leg was never going to be a formality, but expectation levels in Sligo were high after the win in Norway.
Sligo went into this game on a high after an excellent 2-1 win in Norway last Thursday evening. And they started just as they'd finished that game. John Russell's shot deflected. Danny North nearly got on the end of it. Sligo were applying all the pressure at this stage, and after shots by Russell and Cawley were blocked away, Evan McMillan tried an acrobatic effort, much to the disgust of teammate North. And in the 13th minute, the home side got the advantage they deserved. After good work by Paul O'Connor in the middle, Alan Keane crossed into the box, and North was there to tap in for his second of the tie to put Sligo 1-up on the night. But that lead would last only 3 minutes, when a cross by Pedersen wasn't dealt with, and after rounding Ross Gaynor, pal Andre Eland levelled the tie in the night at 1-1. And the duo of Pedersen and Helland would again link up in the 35th minute. They combined to set Risky up. His shot got past the diving body of Rogers, but Caelan Sabalan reacted quickly to clear the ball off the line. Sligo did create one more chance in the half. After initially miscontrolling, David Cawley made amends with a volley that had keeper Hansen looking worried. Rosenberg knew they needed to score at least one more goal to stay in the tie, and they got it just 3 minutes after the interval. Some more poor defending by the home side, and Mike Jensen slotted the ball into the top corner for 2-1 on the night and level on aggregate. Bit of red could and should have made it level when North was put in one-on-one with Hansen, but the normally accurate striker put his effort just wide. And in the 64th minute, that miss came back to haunt Sligo, and after some good work by Mikkelsen, Jensen got a shot away. It was blocked down, but he reacted quickest to put up the rebound and put Rosenberg in front for the first time in the tie. Sligo almost fell even further behind when a dangerous corner was punched onto his own crossbar by Gary Rogers. John Coleman may be thinking time was up. But then, after some good link-up play between North and Maguire, it looked as if sub Rory Keating was bundled over by Mikkelsen. Still, despite appeals from the home crowd, the referee's assistant had already flagged for offside. With time running out for Rovers, it was Evan McMillan who tried to set up the next chance. Having won the ball in midfield, he fed Danny North out wide, and having followed his pass up, McMillan headed the ball over the Rosenberg bar. So, having started so well, it's Sligo who exit Europe. For Rosenberg, it's on to the third qualifying round.
Yes, and in the other Europa League games, Derry City were beaten 5-1, 6-1 on aggregate by Shakhtar Soligorsk, while Dundalk went out 3-2 on aggregate to Hajduk Split despite an excellent 2-1 win in Croatia. We'll talk about both those games very shortly. But first of all, Alan, Sligo Rovers, you were at the Showgrounds. They were 2-1 up, went 3-1 up on aggregate at home, and they lose. How does that happen?
It's a good question, Peter. How does that happen? Because in fairness to Sligo Rovers on the night, they were really good the first 15-20 minutes. As you said, they played on the front foot. John Coleman said that in his pre-match press conference that they would. And they went out, they made the great start. And as you said, they went 1-0 up. And I looked at the reaction from the Rosenborg players. And at that stage, they were dejected. They were thinking, we have to score 3 goals to get back into this game now. The key moment then in the match was literally 2 minutes later, after Sligo taking the lead. Rosenberg, and their first attack on the night as well, and they gave away such a sloppy goal, Sligo Rovers. It really was criminal, the goal they gave away. We'll look at it in a second, but it was really, really bad, and that gave Rosenberg a lift straight away. To be fair to them, they finished the first half stronger, but it was still all to play for Sligo Rovers, and they came out in the second half again, had a go, but there was a certain inevitability about the whole situation in the second half, Peter, I'm sad to say. And Danny North had an unbelievable chance, so he had, and if had that gone in, I think Sligo would have went on and won the game.
Well, it all had been going well for Sligo Rovers, taking that 1-0 lead from Danny North, but then Rosenberg's equaliser, Alan, it came so soon after that. It was a real blow for Sligo, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that was the key point, not only on the night, Peter, but in the whole tie, in the context of the tie alone, because, as I said, Rosenberg were dejected at this stage, but it's such a sloppy goal. Evan McMillan going with his wrong foot, slicing at the ball. Ross Gaynor tries to intercept and he's out of the game. Again, this was the second goal, the leveller on the night, on aggregate for Rosenberg. Again, it's just sloppy. Like, there's plenty of bodies in position there in Sligo Rovers. It falls to Jensen and he finishes very well. And it was just so disappointing because they really did. They played very well at night. I couldn't fault Sligo Rovers in terms of their attitude, their endeavour. Every player ran themselves into the ground. But just that moment of quality when you need it, Peter, it was sadly lacking. Yeah,
I suppose against you were talking about what might have been on the night. And indeed, had Danny North taken his chance. And we know how deadly he is in front of goal. And I'm not quite sure how he came to actually miss this.
Yeah, it's a wonderful opportunity. This is that 2-1 in the game. And this would have put them into 2-2 and obviously into the ascendancy. You know, you'd normally expect more of them there. Outside of the right foot, I don't know if it was the right decision, but at that level, Peter, it's really, really about the, you know, you may only get one opportunity. If you look at the quality of the Rosenberg goals, I mean, every one of them top corner, top finishes, similar to Keith Fahey's situation in the first half against Legia, could have had a huge bearing on the game, could have made a huge difference. But that's what it comes down to at that level. It's those little half chances that count.
Yes, so unfortunately, Sligo Rovers' Europa League campaign comes to an end at the second qualifying round, and unfortunately, as